Alright, Torgars Quest. This is the beta version that went out to all the beta testers, some build 02020. Alright, so what's new in this build? Well, it depends on if you've ever seen the game before or not, but let's just jump straight into it. This is a dungeon crawl game. You play Torgar. He's this little dwarf here, part of the Split-Beard clan. And he's entered the dungeon called the Deep Gold Mine, looking for crystal shards from the Mastery Crystal. If he can collect all 7 shards, here's a potion. If he can collect all 7 shards, he becomes the ruler of his clan. This is the exit to the next dungeon level, by the way. We'll make a mental note of where that is. We'll come back to it later, because we want to explore the dungeon level a little bit to see if we can find any of these crystal shards. This is the first dungeon level, obviously, so chances are we probably won't find anything quite yet. Alright, let's see here. There's a few different kinds of monsters in the game. This is your basic grunt, you might say. The bat I killed earlier, here's another one. It's a beast. They will sometimes drop food. These are crates and like piles of rocks and other things that you can destroy. Oh, there was some food there. There you go. And the food you use for resting. Resting you do to get health back. My health is at the bottom. You can see this red bar going down. There's also a numeric value below it. I'll need to rest. To rest, I need to get away from the monsters. So I'm gonna go to this quiet corner of the dungeon. Hit the R key. You can see the food goes down and the health goes up. Alright, I'm out of food now, so I can still rest, but nothing happens. So I also have a potion. The potion fully restores your health, but you can only carry one at a time, and you can only use it once. So I want to be a little more careful with that. Oh, I found a book. When you find a book, this happens. You get presented with some lore. There are 40 bits of lore altogether. This is bit number 4. Alright. Go back into the dungeon. A little more food there. There are also rare monsters and elite monsters, but we haven't seen any of those quite yet. The monsters will change as you get deeper into the dungeon as well. Doesn't really change the gameplay that much, but they do look different as they get more powerful. So here's some food we found in a crate. I have 6 food now out of 30, which means I can only carry a maximum of 30 foods. Oh, I just leveled up. Yeah, nice, I'm level 2. This is, I believe actually I'm playing at the hard difficulty. Alright, so we made a mental note earlier about the exit being up here, so I'm gonna go up there. I think it was this way? As you can see, Torgar is in his underwear, pretty much. As he progresses through the dungeon, you can find additional clothing items, armor upgrades, if you will. And Torgar will change his appearance as you upgrade his gear. Not for weapons, though. Weapons are only represented by the icon where currently it says fists and there's just an empty box. If I had found any weapon upgrades, they would appear right there. So, in other words, Torgar is running around the dungeon in his underwear, beating up monsters with his fists. He's not quite normal. So the graphics you're seeing right now is a mix of original artwork by myself and Ethan Meyerson, who did all the loading screens and the backgrounds for when you're reading books and such. And then there's all the monsters are currently from the RL Tiles set. We are in the process of replacing these. When I say we, I mean mostly myself, but I'm getting some help from my lovely wife, Kelly Klein. I presented this game on Reddit, and one of the loudest critiques we got was the use of this tile set. because it's a bad tile set. It's actually very nice, but it's been used apparently in enough other things that people are tired of looking at it. And I can't say that I blame people for being tired of seeing the same graphics used over and over in other games. I did... Ooh, I'm almost dead. I'm gonna drink one potion. I did intend to make original graphics all along, but hearing it from other people was a good inspiration to get started. So at this point in the game, we are about halfway through replacing all the graphics with original artwork. And I must say it's very satisfying on a different level as well, just to see everything be custom made, and it's part of the fun of making your own video games, I think. So the music is also original. It is composed by Martin Corbett, who I actually think we started talking through Twitter, I believe, something like that, or maybe it was just an email. Anyway, it's one of these wonderful things where working together with people across the world over the interwebs, so that's really great. Oh, I almost died there. Look at that. I'm down to 2 health. So I'm gonna drink my potion that I just found, even though I was hoping to save it. If you look at my EXP, I'm at 291 out of 300, so I'm almost at the next level. I do want to show you the next level real quick, because when you leveled up to level 3, you get your first special attack. And so there are 8 total special attacks, but throughout the course of a full game, even if you level all the way up to level 10, which is the maximum, you'll never get more than 3 special attacks or special abilities, because some of them are passive, in a game. Meaning that this will add to the replay value of the game, that you will get a different set of skills and special abilities every time you play. So here I have 2 that I can choose from. I have Berserk, which is an ability that you activate manually, so it's an active ability, which means every time I hit and I do some damage, I get a little health back for Torgar as well. Or I can choose to be Lucky, which is a passive ability. It's indicated by the P, which just means I get a little extra gold and a little bit of extra chance of finding crystal shards. But let's go with the Berserker selection here. Alright, so you can see that up in the upper left corner I have a countdown that'll show me when the ability is ready for use. Let's just get rid of this guy real quick. You'll also notice that the monster has changed on this level. It's just a sign that you've progressed into a deeper part of the deep gold mines where more bad things are happening. And it looks like a pretty hairy place. There's lots of dudes. They're coming for me. Hopefully not all at the same time. My health is slowed again. Oh, you know what? I can use my Berserker ability. Let's do that. I use that by hitting the 1 key. Boing. And you can actually see it on my health bar. It now has 2 different colors of red. The background color changed to a darker red, and now it went away. So for the duration of the Berserker ability, you can see it in the background there. And I don't know if you actually noticed that I got some health back. Little green numbers appear next to the character wherever he does damage to an opponent. So this is a little bit dangerous here. I have almost no more healing. This is an elite, by the way. 2 elite guys coming at me. I think I'm going to try to outrun them. Uh-oh. I'm just being followed by all kinds of guys. I have lots of food, so if I can find... Oh, damn it. Sorry, excuse my language there. If I can find a quiet place, I might be able to rest enough. Ah! So one of the upgrades from the alpha version to this version is that the monsters are smarter, which means they will follow you for longer and even around corners. Before, if they lost sight of you, they would stop following you, but now, not so much. So I actually died. I got 700 and some points. You can always go to the high score list and see how many points you have. You can reset your high score list if you're too embarrassed to show it off. You can also see the leaderboards online. There's currently a bug about this apparently, so I'm not going to click it right now. It's not really that important. But yep, there you got Torgars Quest, the first beta build. That's what it looks like. I hope you enjoyed this brief introduction and playthrough on the harder difficulty. Thank you for watching.